Dear Terry Crews, stop fucking apologizing. Now, don't get me the wrong. Don't get me wrong. If you pull out wrong facts and like someone corrects you, you should apologize. If you do something wrong to a person, you should apologize. But if you are giving out an opinion, and if you are strong on that opinion, you don't need to apologize for anything. I'm sick of people apologizing for giving their opinions out on something. I can understand if you don't have no facts, and you could say, and that's something what, and someone corrects you, you could say I was misinformed. You could apologize then. I wasn't that misinformed. I should have been misinformed or something like that. But if there's a conversation that that is open ended, and you feel strong on one thing, and someone feels strong on the other, do not apologize if you offend them in any way. I do. Look. Here's the thing, and I'm pretty sure people, if you don't see it now, you'll probably see it then, whenever this shit blows up. I believe slavery is a choice. Alright? I've had many of arguments. There's on my podcast, we talked about it and all that other stuff. And this was before Kanye. I've always thought about this before Kanye. Now, I've always said I hated when Kanye said it because the reason why is Kanye doesn't read books, or he's take pride in someone that don't read books. Now me, when I came up with this hypothesis, I had to read books. I looked up YouTubes. I looked up everything just to make sure I have my opinion straight. Now I'm still going through things to make sure my argument is more polished, but at the same time, I'm looking up stuff. I'm studying. Look, I've had debates with one of my good friends about this, and we put this on a, let me just say podcast. I'll leave the link in the description box. But there is nothing wrong with giving your opinion out, and if someone gets offended by it, good. I've always said this. Don't be afraid. I think especially a lot of people, they're so scared to put their opinion out because they're afraid to offend somebody and somebody might cancel them. I'm not. Look, if I have an opinion and I'm strong on that opinion, I'm going to stand on my opinion. Alright? It's nothing wrong with people. I'm repeating myself. Anyway, the thing is about Terry Crews, I feel like he has no backbone. I love Terry Crews to death. I love the brother to death. But he has no fucking backbone. And I've seen this. He's apologized about his views on a man and a woman in the household, then the same sex and all that other stuff. He has an opinion about that. He's not wrong. I don't think he was wrong. Alright. Is the LGBT going to have a problem about it? Yes. But he never said their way of raising is wrong either. He just said they're not going to get the malnourishment that is needed. And I agree with that man. You need a man and a woman in a household. You need both. You do need both in a household. Alright? I'm pretty sure there are LGBT families that knows how to raise their kid and knows how to raise them well. But at the same time, I still feel like you need that male and female influence in the household for both sex, for both genders. I don't feel like he shouldn't apologize for that, but when the LGBT came at him, he apologized for it. The thing about Gina Rodriguez, if you felt like Gina Rodriguez, first of all, you should have stayed out of that in general. But if you felt like Gina Rodriguez is a good person, and didn't have a racist bone in the body, you state your opinion. But you gotta. I think the problem I have with Terry Crews is he'll put something out there. He doesn't like taking a backlash. I feel like he's like, when he puts an opinion out there, he should get patted on the back. That's not going to be it all the time. Sometimes you're going to get challenged, especially you being a male. You should know this. You're going to get challenged. If you put an opinion out there, niggas is going to pick at your opinions. Which is okay. You got to be ready to back it up. And that goes for anybody. If you put opinion out there, you make sure you have facts to back it up. All right, you can have a theory. I've always said theories is like, then you can throw your theories out, and you could tell people, look, I haven't really, you know, polished this theory out, but this is a theory. All right, if I polish it out, I can see if I'm right or wrong or not. That's also great. All right, at least people know where you're thinking at. I feel like this. Don't let this, even though you're like people are like really quick to cancel people. Don't let them not make you have an opinion. I feel like the reason, like people like D.L. Hughley, he says he's going to say what he wants to say, and if they don't like it, so be it. It's the same thing with Donald Trump. You may not like what Donald Trump says, and you feel like he's bigoted, racist, and all that other stuff, but damn sure that man says it. He don't give a fuck. And I feel like those are the people that people like and people are attracted to because they just say whatever the fuck they want. They say whatever's on their mind and they don't give a fuck. So, you're like, we're always going to have differences in opinions in life. All right, y'all gotta accept that. But if you really feel strong about something, you stand on that. When Lil Duval, they was trying to get him to apologize about what he said about transgenders and all that other stuff. He doubled down on that. I respected that because he's not going to let no people take his opinion and then stir it out. He said it how he said it. If you're going to get offended about it, oh well. There's a lot of things I don't agree with. And I feel like, but I will respect the fact that if you would stand on your ground instead of apologizing like every 5 minutes. Terry Crews, every time you apologize about something, it makes me look like you have no backbone. And this is why I never consider myself a nice guy. And God bless Terry Crews. He's a very nice guy. He, to me, even with the muscles and the strength, and he's 6'3" and like 230 pounds of all muscle and all that other stuff, maybe even bigger. That guy's a sweetheart, and like he's a very nice guy. And this is why I don't ever want to be considered a nice guy. I don't ever look at women and say I'm a nice guy, because I feel like when you're a nice guy, you're trying to please everybody, and I think that's my other problem with Terry Crews. It felt like he's trying to please everybody. And I don't like that at all. I want him to have a backbone. Whatever he stands on, he should definitely stand on it. Like I feel like that's human nature. If you have an opinion, you're strong about it. Stand on it. All right. I hate the term toxic masculinity. I really do. All right. And I stand every time, and I hate the term person of color. I am a black man. I really hate the term person of color. So anybody ever see me as like, oh, you're a person of color? I was like, no, I am not a person of color. I am a black man. You refer to me as a black man. I am not a person of color. Like, my friend thinks it's weird that I don't like being called a person of color, but that's my opinion. I'm doubling down on that. All right. But anyway, before it hits 10 minutes, more of the story. Terry Crews, I love you to death, but you need a backbone. All right, you can't please everybody. Just keep the real ones around you. Keep your family tight. Get your money. Do what you got to do, and keep your backbone. And I don't want you to leave this industry and people taking your dignity away. You, especially you being a 6'3" black guy that, has many talents. I want you to be looked at as one of the GOATs, in my opinion. I really do. That's how much I fuck with you. I think you could be one of the GOATs. So don't soft shoe, don't coon for the white man sometimes. Have a backbone. But, you know, take care of your family and all that other stuff. Am I right or am I wrong? Until then, you know, this is Thoughts of a Fly, and I'm out. Peace.